What's up, dinguses? My name is Jerry Bees. I hope you guys are all excited for butt rock tonight, because it's on the menu. Butt rock is on the menu. So a lot of what is considered butt rock, and I wanted to have this definition up before we started, so pardon me for this. So this is the AI overview search results for butt rock on Google. Butt rock is a subgenre of rock and hard rock music that is characterized by its lyric and lack of melodic complexity. Right? Some say that butt rock is a watered down version of hard rock and heavy metal, with lyrics that are often immature and preoccupied with sex and women. Now, I've heard this a lot for bands like Buck Cherry, Puddle of Mud, that kind of thing. I never really listened to those bands, which is weird because butt rock was like really big and like the rock that was on the charts and on the radio when I was growing up. I was born in the late 90s, right? So I was right there for all this, but I never really got down with any of it. I'd say the butt rock bands that I know the most would be 3 Days Grace. A lot of that had to do with the SmackDown vs. Raw video games. If you know, you know. And Chevelle, which I know doesn't typically get brought up in like the biggest butt rock bands, but I feel like, you know, Chevelle kind of slides into the butt rock mantra, so to speak. I would also add to Google's search result here by saying that it seems that butt rock is also characterized by like just really like tasty, simple, heavy toned guitar riffs, right? It is very riff heavy. Now, despite all that, no matter what your opinion of butt rock is, the one thing that I've heard, not being a butt rock expert, so to speak, is that if there's any great band in the genre, a hard rock band from the early 2000s, late 90s, it's Breaking Benjamin, hands down. And I'm only really familiar with When Angels Fall, I believe is the song name. Correct me if I'm wrong here. And I know that comes from their 2015 album. So today we're starting with Phobia. Phobia is going to be the Breaking Benjamin album that will maybe turn us into Breaking Benjamin fans. I don't know. The one thing I can say is that Breaking Benjamin, the lead singer, whose name I believe is Benjamin Burnley, his voice is insane, and I've really liked the vocal performance on When Angels Fall, and also the riffs are just really cool. I'm a simple guy. What can I say? So we'll be getting into that tonight, and we're starting in the middle of the road here, so I'm not necessarily starting from Breaking Benjamin's first album either. We're pretty much starting from the middle. So this one's from 2006. So we'll see what they have to offer for us tonight. But before we get into it, do not forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to make sure that you don't miss any of these full reactions uncut before they come out on YouTube, make sure you go ahead and check out my Patreon down below, where you can get access to just that for $1. And click all the other links that are down there. You might even get a fun little treat. Without further ado, we have Breaking Benjamin's 2006 effort, Phobia explicit version. You know I wasn't going to take it any other way right now. Seems like we get a little short intro track to start things off. I won't be pausing. Going straight into it. The Diary of Jane. breakdown moment. Okay, so before we get any further here, I probably should have let it play out there, but I got some things to say. So far, this is everything that we've kind of talked about in the introduction as far as butt rock, right? Really tasty riffs, not terribly complex here, you know, and they just go into that breakdown there like so well, or right here rather. The one thing I will say, I when listening to the one Breaking Benjamin song that I know, his voice is like very dramatic and operatic, and it is here, but it's like a lot more angry. And I definitely haven't heard this side of Breaking Benjamin ever. Like I said, my sample size is real small. I know one song off the top of my head, and I'm sure I've heard some other stuff just here and there, especially because like I listen to this and I go right back to like 2006. So maybe I heard this in the background when I was watching like MTV or something like that. I knew I had like quite a bit of friends that like listened to Breaking Benjamin. Lyrically, is he? So I will try to find a place in the Diary of Jane. Trying to get into this lady's life, right? Something's getting in the way. Yeah, no, that's got to be it. And we'll pick up whatever lyrical themes they're kind of breaking down as we continue on. I will say the intro track like sounded nice, and you know it was actually quite spatial, right? Like the spatial awareness with all the planes flying through at the end was kind of cool. Well, again, we'll see thematically if that has anything to do with anything, or it could have just sounded cool. I don't know yet. Then it wasn't like a hard transition into the first actual song on the album, so we'll see here. There is a meaning. There is a meaning behind the intro. Okay, all right. Well, don't spoil it for me just yet. Maybe we can ring that back around here at the end. Bro wants to live. Bro wants to live in Jane's diary without paying rent. Hashtag freeloader. Just let that fat little bass sound carry us out. All right, yeah. So it seems as though that was like the biggest song on the album. Again, as far as Spotify plays go, right? That's what I'm looking at here. So we'll see if that rings true for at least for me and how I like any of these songs going forward. But so far, so good, I'd say. All right, we got Breathe. No, Breath. God damn it. Liked that a lot. They just drop it out of fucking nowhere there. Let's run that back. You take the breath right and then we go right back up. I really appreciated how it just switches up so fast right there. And even just listening to this track, the beginning of it, especially how he comes in with the vocals and how the bass comes in as well. I think I talk about bass more than any other part of production or instrumentation, but I can see why how a lot of the friends I have that really love the band Tool really like Breaking Benjamin. There is some overlap there in tone and sound. Not all of it, right? Now, am I saying I like these guys as much as Tool? No, I have enough haven't had enough time to cook with them and to stew with them like an onion, right? Or even a carrot. Carrots take a long time to cook. But right now they are kind of cooking with this. They are kind of cooking with this. Let me in. So sacrifice yourself and let me have what's left. I know that I can echo you. Okay. Your light started higher. You take a breath right Okay, so that was Breath, and let's give it a round of applause. That one was pretty good. In a couple different ways. I like how they brought back the point where they kind of dropped it before and, pushed everything back, and it was just that guitar, right? Take the breath right out. I mean, it almost sounded like an acoustic guitar. It probably was. I don't know. But then here, like, they doubled down on the sound when they reprised the chorus again. Take the breath right here. Right? It's so tasty. And I think, going back to Pink Blue's comment on how, this could be your introduction to heavier sounding stuff. And I think these guys are really good at it because it is like they get so heavy with it, but they're not necessarily going very fast, right? So this isn't like very thrashy at all. So I can definitely see why they were as successful as they were. Now, lyrically, it does seem like pretty general stuff. Like there isn't any like specific references to anything as the listener. And in that sense, generality can be great, again, for accessibility into that point. But I'm kind of running into the struggle that I ran in with like some of the early Linkin Park stuff, where it's like, it's just so like sullen and depressing and sad, which is fine and is a vibe and legitimate and valid and all of that. But I'm doing, maybe, maybe I need to stew in these a little bit more and like make myself sad to like really get it. But if anything, it fits the music 100%. They know who they are. Ben knows himself, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I'm just doing too well at the moment. The great charade, right? All right, moving on. You. My hands are broken. Promise me you'll try to leave it all behind. 'Cause I've elected hell, lying to myself. Why have I gone blind? Live another life. Oh! Okay, it's just shut the fuck up right here. Hold on. I think I can actually comment on the music theory here just by knowing like what he does. Hold on. Why have I gone blind? Live another life. Did he just like he just switched to a major chord to a minor chord there? Is that what happened? Like at the end of the chord progression? I feel like that's just what happened. And then what do they do? Like, I loved every second of that. That was so good. I just I definitely like wasn't expecting, like, I feel like that's like more of a device, like switching to like a E major to E minor, right? For that effect at the end of the verse, at the end of the progression is like something I'd find in like alt rock at the heaviest, indie alt rock at that, but never in like something that sounded this like big. Does that? Ah, man.
I stand here all alone and I can see the bottom. Why have I gone blind? Living a lie.
Give me slow primal drums. Yeah, so I think, did I even like that one better? I guess I wasn't expecting this band to kind of switch it up on me as much as they have, and they haven't really done a ton. But I really like where they take the structure of their songs so far. Again, and I'm going to talk about it going back to Rick's point here in the chat. Like that bass line that he's doing, I'm not even going to try and replicate it, but the bass line that's under all of the U's here was really quite good, and I was, falling into that real well. The verses here are extra vibey, more akin to Deftones, but I think that's just indicative of a, early 2000s vibey hard rock more than anything else. Like,
So I got high.
and he's doing a lot of things with his voice. He can he's singing soft right here, but it's just so broad.
Lived all that life that I've taken.
I don't know the adjective for it, and then he gets into like the screamy, shouty stuff so well. All right, moving. God damn. Yeah, that gets my seal of approval. Evil Angel. Well, so that was Evil Angel. And lyrically, again, I'm sure it holds deep personal meanings for Mr. Ben, who is currently breaking all over the goddamn place. I don't know, just to me, it's... I just feel like it's like Hot Topic core. Lyrically. Now, the sound of his voice, I mean, his voice alone is a fucking instrument. There's just like little moments where every element of the band is just absolutely shining. And in this song in particular, the rhythm section is playing out of their goddamn minds. you were absolutely right, Rick, that the bassist is not bumped up enough in the mix, but the trade-off is those guitars are just eating me alive. And that's just it. I don't know what to. It's like at one hand I'm like, you could probably like work out to this, right? That's the thing I said a lot about the early Linkin Park songs. You know, like, well, you know, if they're not amazing songs, at least you can work out to this shit. It makes me feel something. Like I can't help but not feel something, right? Like Linkin Park, just because of the pace they go at sometimes, and just how aggressive it is. I'm just like, I need to be pumping iron to this. But here's like this is just more like pure like brood music. Who up breaking they Benjamin right now? All right, moving on here, folks. Until the end. Okay, all right. So every single time one of these songs starts, and I mean every single time, right? I feel like they're going to do like the bright guitar kind of melodic verses, go balls out into the chorus, and then go right back to the melodic bright guitar verses. But they don't. Like, this was like 3 different songs already. You know? God, because, like, I was going to say it first, so I was like, oh, okay, so this is actually one that kind of stands out from that description I just gave, where I feel like it's like, heavy, kind of, like, right from the get-go, and then they kind of just... It's over, no longer, I feel it growing strong. Ah, man, that beat is something else. I don't know, they're just going, like, everywhere with it. I feel you creeping up again. It's over, no longer. I feel it growing colder. I knew this day would come to end. So let this life begin. Why give up? Why give in? Stop you fucking. Who the hell produced this? I gotta find out right now. David Bendith produced this record. Let's see. He's done Bring Me the Horizon, which is something I could get into. So if you want to see me listen to Bring Me the Horizon, let me know. But yeah, I mean, this is just, it just sounds so goddamn good. And on top of that, they're like really good musicians. I know that they're not necessarily doing anything, you know, extremely technical outside of, I think, the rhythm section. And it's not like blowing me away or anything, but it's like perfect for what it is. And just come on, like, without you fucking, like, that's just exactly what I needed. Yeah, this is like, just because of like how much they switch up, I want to say like this is like butt rock for all occasions, but I guess it isn't. I like that. That's cute.
The final fight I win until the end.
Don't give up, folks. That's the message of this one. Don't stop believing. Don't give up. Now, and like, especially like lyrically, this one grabbed me a little bit better. In the end, it doesn't even matter, right? I don't know, like, living is hard enough without you fucking up, and then he just screams it at the top of his lungs. What was the other? There's like little like one-off lines that I really appreciate. I've elected hell. I don't know. There's just something like poetic just about saying I've elected hell. Been a while since I've heard sincere ooh ooh oohs. Yeah, I was gonna say like they come out of nowhere too. The name of the band is really funny when you think about it. It's the lead singer's name because it implies that the whole project is about tormenting this. Yeah, no. I was going to say that earlier. All right, moving on. Dance with the Devil. Dance with the Devil.
Here I stand, helpless and left for dead.
All right. So I let that one play out whole. I didn't skip or, pause it at any point. Didn't pause that one. And partially because I wanted to just see if this kind of idea that I had a couple songs ago was going to ring true. And I might, eat my own words here as we continue the album. But, like, so far, like, it's not, like, grabbing me so much to where, like, it's, like, so alien to me and I'm picking up, like, on something new. And even in ways that, like, Linkin Park did. Just kind of, like, equating that to something else that I've listened to on this channel that's in the same ballpark, right? There's probably much better comparisons out there. And it could just be a thing like Linkin Park, where I just figure out how to listen to Breaking Benjamin. But coming in, like, out of no context, there's still a lot of stuff to like. And most of that's all the stuff I've heard or I've said before in this video. But, like, it's like, again, it's those, like, little moments where, like, things just get a chance to shine. And, like, the little guitar lick here at the end of Hold On before they go into the next Hold On, right? So I just really like that. I think that's at the beginning of the next bar, if I'm counting it right. Like, that's just kind of cool to me. It throws me off balance a little bit. And one thing I gotta say is their their idea of structure and how they're structuring these songs. It's not like a complete you know, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, verse, you know, bridge, yada, 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 yada. I think they have their own way of doing that. And it's not very linear, although I think they always kind of come back home. And the journey to get to the end is usually pretty all right. All right, so moving on here, we got Topless. Topless is the name of the next song. This is Buck Cherry, Puddle of Mud, Godsmack.
Mine, meat on your bones. There you won't know. There you won't know. I love your face. Just get away. I'm on my knees. Fuck you. Fuck me.
All right, so we got to the reason why this is the explicit version of the album. This is Breaking Benjamin for anybody who's just coming in, I guess. This one stands out lyrically because it just, to me, it's so much more different than all the other songs on the album so far. Now, you know, I'm on my knees. He could be begging. He could be praying. He'd be doing other things, especially considering the next line here.
I'm on my way to feel you dislocate. Safe in your space. I'm open, wide open. I love your face. Just get
Oh my God. Oh man. Now, was that one too easy? Because, you know, it's about doing the stanky and all of that, right? But again, just going to show his vocals, at this point, I can't even just say like, oh yeah, his vocals were great in that, because his vocals have been good in every single song, like legitimately. I don't think I've noticed it get this scary, and then he sustains it for longer than I've heard him like sustain the note for. Oh my God. You know, Jim Cornette, what do you think about that?
It's good shit, pal.
Oh, okay. Here we are.
the things I say. You're better than. So here we are, fighting and trying to hide the scars. I'll be home tonight. Take a breath and so you wouldn't like me. Keep moving on until forever
So, gonna pause. I think we're just kind of going back into the chorus there. The one thing that I forgot to say earlier, and we're getting to the tail end of this record, and one of the reasons why this is like I don't think I will be walking away from this reaction going like, okay, I love this is one of the best things I've reacted to, and a part of the reason why it's not grabbing me so much, again, this can kind of all go back to maybe I just don't know how to listen to Breaking Benjamin. The songs are kind of blending together for me a little bit, but with that said, the last two songs, Topless and then Here We Are, have stood out, and for me at least, I could see like judging by maybe plays that these aren't necessarily the biggest songs on the record, but one, Topless was different lyrically, and it kind of just had that nice little butt rock groove going through there, and then of course the vocal performance at the end was just outstanding. And this one, as much as I've been praising like the heavy riffs and like some of the breakdowns so far, I really enjoy the softer approach here. It's another layer to kind of their music, because I think you could have just so far thrown any of these songs up at random. I'd listen and go, yeah, cool. Like I'm all for that. I think the general vibe is there for me. But as far as like stuff to reach up to, there's not a ton there, but I like where the last two songs on the album have been placed to kind of break up the sound a little bit more. So, song placement, let's go. I'm just saying this, and this is a comment on the album, I think, as Breaking Benjamin on the whole. Creed, maybe another butt rock band, right? Maybe having a resurgence right now, but I don't think Breaking Benjamin ever needed a resurgence, because I feel as though they've kind of stayed pretty relevant. Because you take like new metal bands who had a resurgence, Limp Bizkit, right? And some of those harder rock bands from that era that have kind of like, come back into the cultural zeitgeist of things. Creed ain't touching Breaking Benjamin in that regard or in vocals. As much as Higher has become a meme song. Moving on here, folks. Unknown Soldier. Helicopter this time. Take me.
It only hurts just once. Show me what it's
I let that one play through. I didn't pause that one because I think lyrically, besides Topless, right? I feel like I can pick the most apart out of this one. So I don't know if this is to be taken literally. Unknown Soldier. So maybe some of the ideation that soldiers face either on the battlefield or, when they come back home, wanting to leave this world tonight. Or is this kind of like an analogy, allegory, metaphor type deal for Benjamin himself and him wanting to delete himself, kind of a thing? And kind of, talking about maybe an internal war and seeing himself as a soldier. So if you've made it this far into the video and been complaining about how I haven't been reacting to the lyrics at all, guess what? That ends right here. Yeah, so I think there's a couple different ways to look at this, because I just, like, everything, I think mid-2000s was just, like, layered with so much war stuff, especially here in the States, right? So I don't know what's the chat thinking there. I like the idea of using a soldier's POV as a metaphor to explore his ideation. I like asking a soldier to teach him how to deal with these thoughts because he didn't endure the same sorts of things the soldier has, so he doesn't feel he has the right to even feel this way at all. Wait, that's actually crazy. Do you have like a degree in creative writing or something? This is Had Enough. This song's about Bush. I don't even care if it's not about Bush, because as soon as, especially from that last song, so I was like, okay, is this just like mid-2000s like Middle Eastern conflict core? And just going off of that idea, milk it all for what it's worth. Make sure you get there first. Apple of your eye, rotten to the core. We're all prisoners, maybe people of the country. Things couldn't get much worse. Had it up to here. Your end is near. You greedy little bastard. Right? So I'm thinking like, okay. Might this be about Bush? Might this be about Bush? Right? I'm thinking back to Minutes to Midnight, Linkin Park. Then we get to Intoxicated Eyes No Longer Live That Life. George Bush, W, he really liked drinking that bottle, if you get what I'm laying down, and then kind of put that behind him. So we'll see where it goes, but I think I've kind of already determined in my head what this song is about. Certified Bush moment. Yeah! Fuck you, JD Vance!
You have to have it all. Well, have you had enough? You greedy little bastard, you can't watch you deserve when all is said and done.
Yeah, so, again, they're leaving it all very general, so maybe it isn't about Bush. You could put this to anybody who you're fucking pissed off at. But I think that translates well very much into the music, because this is a very angry song, and you can feel that. They're not always angry. They definitely operate in melancholy. That is their pocket. And they will not leave it unless they make a song kind of about, hanky panky. So you could say, I think there's enough there maybe to where you could kind of pull from and say like, oh yeah, this is about W. But maybe not even. Maybe that says more about me. Maybe this says more about me. Maybe I got some internalized feelings about W, right? So I'm just going to kind of recap the album here. So before we get into the last song, I tend to give a recap of the album that we're listening to as a way to kind of pump up the rest of the songs left on it. And I think I've already said a lot of what I'd probably say in conclusion of things. The riffs are fat. His voice is fantastic. The song structure has kept me on my toes at points, and I don't remember what song it was, but how they just switched to like that minor key, or that minor chord. I was just not expecting it at all. And the little moments where some of the instrumentation shines, I've really appreciated. It's just not like my favorite thing ever. I think butt rock wise, I'm probably going to slip back into some Chevelle, slip back in to some 3 Days Grace. Now, I've already kind of come to the conclusion that it did just take me a while to listen to figure out how to listen to Breaking Benjamin, because these past, 4 or 5 songs here have come by a little bit easier for me lyrically, even though I think between the lyrical themes and the, instrumentation of it, and just the sound, it all kind of seeps together. But if that sound is pretty damn good, this is a bad example, but I'll throw it back to AC/DC, right? Sure, 90% of AC/DC songs sound the exact same. I would argue it's a pretty good, like, if you're saying that 90% of their songs are just one song, it's a good song. You just get down with it, and it's accessible. It's the crack that gets you addicted to rock and roll, or it can, right? Everybody has their own preferences for things. Yeah, they're not absolutely breaking my world here, but they are breaking my Benjamin. Let's get into You Fight Me. Oh, wait. What the hell is this? What is... Oh!
You fight me flat on my lonely face. I fell, finding in the end I'll live well. In the light of the life that I have found, it's coming down. I don't know where I wanna be yet, but I can show that I need to see this. No time for lies and empty fights. I'm on your side. Can we live a life of peace and get to lose the things I love? I'm in control. This is how it's going to
I just said that all the songs blend in, and I haven't eaten my words that hard in a while, but this song sounds nothing like any of the other songs on the album. And then, of course, they put it at the very end. Oh, man. Well, and actually, I had just talked about Linkin Park before, just because that's another thing I've reacted to on this channel, so if you want to go check those out, please do so. I got 3 Linkin Park reactions up. But this one honestly does feel a lot like Linkin Park as far as how much more deep and spread out the production is with things. And it's just that beat. I don't know how else to put it here. Let's tuck in a little bit more. Honestly, I think the piano sells the Linkin Park thing for me. I think how forward the piano is in this one. The piano's been on other songs in this, but...
Everyone's waiting here for everyone. Leave me alone. This is how it's gonna end. This is how
All right, and then we'll keep it going just for the outro here. Okay. So that was Phobia. The album is named Phobia because of Benjamin's fear of flying, which is what the intro and outro reference with the flight attendant's voice. And he's flying right there. Oh, okay. Well, if it was like referenced in the album at all, maybe with Unknown Soldier because there was helicopters there, but I think that was way more, it was trying to be reminiscent of like a combat zone and try to get that idea into the ground. So there was other parts, maybe Evil Angel. I don't know. But that is interesting. It's called Phobia because he's afraid of flying, and we got the airplane noises there. So that is actually quite something. I think towards the end, this is definitely a B-side heavy album. Pretty much, let's see, there's 13 songs, so pretty much everything from Dance with the Devil, honestly, on. But I would say for me, it was everything from Topless to You Fight Me was honestly quite solid. I think the second half of the album kind of broke up the sound a little bit more. And that's like typical, right? You might put some more experimental stuff on the second half of an album where you try to get to some more complex ideas or something like that. Because truth be told, some of them did kind of blend in, but I think I was able to stew in it for a while. Maybe it's the songs themselves, or maybe it's just because I just kind of figured out how to listen to Breaking Benjamin. But I am not opposed to checking out another Breaking Benjamin album. So if you liked this one and you tell me that there is one Breaking Benjamin album that I got to listen to for me to say like, oh, well, they all sound the same, you can go, fuck that. You got to listen to this shit. Let me know down in the comments. If you want to see me react to other kinds of albums of all different sorts, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Click all the links down in the description. I've been Jerry Bees. You've been awesome. Take it easy.
Diggity dog. Breaking. Diggity dog. Shark.